Guys, welcome to another episode of Unmotivated. Look, I'm the most unmotivated person on earth, to be clear. Today we have Jamahl, who runs a company called Offer Credit, amongst many other great things. We have Iron Sharp K9, which handles all of your dog training, along with dog education, behavior problems, etc. He actually doesn't like a lot of behavior, but he can probably assist if your dog's acting like a funky hoe. Now, we also have Better Best Dog, who manages a lot of my business endeavors. He's good with operations, and he's learning how to be a better man, which is number one. So what we're going to cover today's episode is kind of like what started their businesses, what it feels like to be an entrepreneur, and even their goals. A lot of times, here's a goal put in perspective. I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, sounds good. I have to now ask you 155 questions to ensure we can get to that 10-pound goal. What does that mean? What's your metabolic resting rate? What's your RMR? What are the foods you're eating? How active are you? Do you know what type 2 cardio does to muscle? Oh, if you do too much cardio, it softens muscle tissue. So you're actually not burning fat. You're actually burning muscle. Do you know how much creatine you need? Everybody has got a big goal, and they wonder why they don't reach the results. It's because it's never a straightforward answer. That being said, welcome to the podcast, Iron Sharp K9. Definitely Offer Credit, a.k.a. Jamahl Wright. And they're going to tell us, first question, and pick and choose whoever want to start first. What made you start your business? You've been employees, you've worked in corporate America, you've struggled, you've thrived, you've failed, you've won. Why become an entrepreneur?
Well, if Maul don't want to start, I'll start this. So you guys check out that last podcast. We were talking about being screwed over in the dog world, and that's really what made me start my own business. Because I did still want to be in the dog space, and I had to go out on my own. So it wasn't a choice of mine to start my own business, but it was a necessity because I do feel like I'm making the dog world a better place, and I needed to continue to do that. In the short answer,
pretty much the same thing, man. Just really trying to figure it out. A couple of bad experiences where I felt like I had to take matters into my own hand, so I could be in control of my destination for the most part.
Jamahl gave somebody $5,000 and they took his money. I mean, if we want to be clear,
this nigga right here, bro.
No, for real though.
I mean, listen. Let me
straight
be
to the
clear.
point.
No, that's what it is.
Look, we all work very hard for everything that we're doing. I met really wealthy people, and they don't give no money away, bro. They're happy to invest, and if they invest, they're under the ideology becomes, oh, I expect to lose. I'm okay with losing. What I'm not okay with is not knowing where my money's going. So in this case, Jamahl gave somebody some money, they fucked him over. That's the truth. And then he was like, I could do better. And I don't want people to go through the same thing I experienced. So what does he do? Starts a business. That business helps a lot of fucking people, including me. I got to be honest. It helps Stan. I heard Stan bring it up to Kat and Jamahl earlier. Like, it helps us all because 9 out of 10 of us, especially if you're African American, are not equipped to what is credit? Oh, you don't learn credit about till you fucked it up. First time you learn about credit is when it's fucking ruined. But anywho, we're gonna go through their businesses today and have them, try their best to speak freely about the opportunities, the challenges, and even more importantly, why you should do business with their business. But guys, go ahead and mind you, this episode is removing Jamarcus and even myself because we do dogs, and that's all I do, man. Until I make a certain number, they know the number. I'm a dog man till certain numbers hit. But anywho, Jamahl, let's start with you, man. You have a credit repair business that's really rooted in credit education, and the credit repair space is a space that is, got so many uncertainties because people are shaking people down, and you were one of the people that got shook. Mm-hmm. Why should someone do business with you? What is it that you learned about business? And why should, someone objectively hire you for whatever services?
All right, so the credit repair space is just it's like a vast pool, man. It's a big space. It's a lot of uneducated people out there that want to better their situation, but they don't know where to start. and it could get pretty costly if you don't really know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? So, my thing with credit repair is it's a trust factor, and there's a lot of work that happens on the behind the scenes, you know, when trying to help fix people's credit or trying to build somebody up. And a lot of people think, for the most part, is that when I try to sit here and tell someone why they should sign up for my credit repair, I don't really like doing that sometimes, man. I just like showing them the results and asking them where they're personally at with their situation, and then letting them know we have a solution to it, but we won't beg you for it, because a lot of those clients have been the people that have been not the most educated. So like, it's once they pay for something, they feel like you are on contract to them. Essentially, we are. You know what I'm saying? But everything is a process, and people want a 1, 2, 3 scenario situation. It doesn't work like that. It took you 15 years, 5 years, 10 years to fuck your credit up, and then because you gave me, we're undercharging people in this service, to be honest with you, but because you paid my color money, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, I paid this nigga money, he needs to go ahead and get the job done. I'm going to call him every other day.
Yeah.
And it don't work like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You won't call Lexington Law like that. You know what I'm saying? You won't call some of the big corporate companies every day, email them every day about dispute letters and stuff. So don't do it to us, because you know, you feel like we're of the same cloth.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing about it, man. As much as I want to help people got to understand that this step is to help themselves, and I don't work for you, I work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's dedicated their time to invest in software and processes to make sure we could be on top of our game to help somebody. So I don't necessarily like the idea of like, oh, why? I don't want to sell myself on like why you should work with anyone you feel comfortable with and could kind of explain to you, you know, and walk you through your situation, and generally wants to see you win, right? And then, you know, based on how you go about that situation, you know, if people could, you know, sometimes you have to test around. You want to test with the right situations. If that situation makes sense for you and people could deliver on what they're saying, then, you know, I just earned your business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But why do you guys think that is? You know, even because, you know, it's very evident, you know, obviously you're getting a personal touch because you're working with someone very close knit, but versus like if you were to go to a State Farm or, you know, a bigger company, like you were saying, or Credit Strong or whatever, why do you guys think that is, that they're not going to hound the people who are a lot bigger versus the people they know they can genuinely connect with?
I don't know. Me personally, it's like, if I find somebody on Instagram or social media and I see a face to it, it's like, damn, this person's about to know all my fuck ups. I got to explain what got me to this point. A lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you go to a State Farm, you go deal with an agent, and people just doing their job. You know what I mean? It's almost like a different setting, but could be looked at as the same. It just really depends on the person and how they like viewing the situation or their situation.
That makes sense.
So
I think it's a respect issue.
That too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I deal with that too, and what I do, like people send me texts at 10:30 at night asking about their dog. Like, bro, you wouldn't be texting man's best friend, or you wouldn't text Walmart or whatever after hours.
PetSmart, you know.
I got a text at midnight, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, really?" So you know what I did? I texted him at 4 o'clock when I got up. Bro, why you text me so early? Why'd you text me so late? You know what I mean? Like, it's a respect issue at the end of the day. And, you know, being around Trevor, I've learned to basically demand my respect in situations. Like, you got to tell people basically, hey, these are the hours you can talk to me in. And after those hours, you may not get a hold of me. Or if this is how we're doing it, I'm going to text you when I get up in the morning.
Let me be very clear. You know, I enjoy, and I've got to say this and be clear, I enjoy spending time with, you know, Jamarcus, Stan, and Jamahl. I got to be honest about that. So when he's saying that, it's like in my real everyday life, I might have a few hours or hour with, I think Jamahl and I was up the other night, right? We were just looking at YouTubes and just talking, right, dog. That being said, you go, I don't want to talk to people that don't know me or can't get within 5 feet. When Stan calls me, same thing. He getting 1,000% of me. Jamarcus is here every day, but at the same time, you come in the room, same energy, right?
Yep.
So part of me making sure that I manage my time is because I'm thinking about it from an investment standpoint. How do I invest in Jamahl, Jamarcus, and Stan? Guys, it's exhausting, to say the least. And not in a bad way, but it's like, yo, in 5 years from now, where are we going to land? So I'm glad that Stan learned how to protect himself. Jamahl even, hey, let me make sure that the business makes sense. And Jamarcus, he kind of gets to learn from everybody else who's running the business because he's growing our operations in a sense. So for you, Iron Shark K9 and Offer Credit, what are some things like, why did you know your business needed to exist? We'll start with Offer Credit. I could tell you firsthand, told this story before. I went to go get a place off of Oak Park Village. In my mind, I just needed to have 6 months of working and then go get a resident. Challenge is I had no credit history. So they say, we can't do anything for you. Guy named Curtis King's mom, who was a warden of a prison, ends up co-signing along with my aunt, Joetta Smith. And you think, I worked at Burger King, true story, true fucking story, for 6 months. And on top of that, I turned around from Burger King and I went to go get me a place so that I could live. They say that's not good enough. Why? Because I never had a clue about credit or rental history and so many other things. So Jamahl's, again, threw some money away to a person who played him like some soybean chocolate milk. He turned around and says, nobody else should experience that. This is the real price point. But also has tiers. You need H Corp, you need a trade line, some other things. But foundationally, you need to just know what to do with your credit. That's how much a month? $100?
Yeah, $100.
$100 a month for you to learn about your credit. Because you're going to fuck it up before you get it right, people. Let's be very clear. Nobody tells you this, you're going to fuck it up before you get it fucking right. Because if your mama and daddy didn't tell you, you're already fucked. Michael, what's up, man? You want to come over here? Okay, then what are you looking at? So Jamahl also has an 8-year-old kid. I give him a hard time. Mind you, I would have let him. Keep in mind, he was like, yeah. I would have been like, yo, come sit right here between me and Jamahl. It'd been fine. I have no quarrel. I don't like kids. I tell Jamahl this, but like, yo, if his son wants to be involved, I need him to learn how to speak and how to have a voice.
Speak up, communicate, yeah.
And those are things, and shout out to Jamahl, people, because I say shit that I think some men would get offended with, but Jamal's like, yo, you heard him? Speak up.
I mean, shit, because we get it too. So.
Yeah,
Hey,
no, mind you.
Seriously. Even as grown men, we still get it.
And I tell him, I say, guys,
I'll do it to him.
There's no whispering, yo.
Yeah, the reason why this all works is because I'm as just as hard as on Jamarcus and Jamahl and Stan as myself.
Yeah.
And even myself, I go, fuck, that was wrong. We got to do it again. Let's do another iteration of it. And so I'm always working on improving myself, to be clear. Point is, guys, you guys have now run a business. So how long has your business been in business?
All right, so before we change over to the name Offer Credit Solution, we were open about like 2 years before that.
So 2 years.
Yeah, so we started off as JC Premier Solutions and then got the chance to merge and collab and make something bigger, and that transitioned into Offer Credit Solutions.
Boom. And mind you, I met him as Offer Credit, so I go, okay, we're on to something here. Stan, how long have you been in business?
It's going on 3 years now.
3 years of doing business. What's one of the things you learned about doing business that you didn't know before?
That I needed to do business.
B2B.
Yeah, it was like biggest misconception too.
The business side of things, just having processes, just having a format of stuff that you can scale. People understand what they're getting. You know what you have to offer. You know your value. All those things that when I got into the dog world that I didn't learn because the person who I learned from wasn't doing business. And a lot of that I learned from you because you asked me questions like, well, what are you going to do in 3 months? It's like, well, I don't know, train dogs. It's like, okay, you got to do more than that. You got to do way more than that. But the business side of things is the most important part because that's the part that's going to keep, your bank account looking good, your family happy, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So look, what is the problem that you're solving? And then Maul, chime in. What's the problem that you're solving?
Okay.
So the problem that I'm solving is I make it easier to live with your dog. That means if you want to just a regular pet, we can do that. If you want a working dog, we can do that. If you want detection, you need a service dog, you need a diabetic alert dog, we can do all of those things, and we offer those services to people, and we just share our experiences and stuff that we did to make it easier for us to live with our dogs, and put it in a way that the average person can understand it. A lot of dog trainers, they talk over people's head. They're saying all of these dog trainer terms, and people are looking at them, glass-eyed and have no clue what they're supposed to do with their dog. And their people are telling them to do stuff that they don't really need for their lifestyle. At the end of the day, people need their dogs to come when called, stay, and do nothing.
Jamahl, what problem would you say you're solving?
Almost the same thing, man. We're just trying to make credit awareness and education a little bit more simplified, but also let the consumer know they have to be, just as accountable and responsible for their day-to-day actions, so they can be aware of what's going on. So it's like you can't grow unless you're able to identify why you were here in the first place, right? So credit more so, I love the word leverage, man, but there's a lot of responsibility behind it and a lot of negligence. And some people are scared of credit because they were taught not to use it because they didn't understand it, right? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people that didn't understand it, they more so were scared of the what ifs that could happen. They didn't have a good game plan. And somebody always told me, one of the OGs that I deal with, man, don't be scared of the money, because if you have a plan to continue to have traction, you always make the money, right? So people just got to understand that and just double down on where they want to park their money at, and if they don't have an idea on where they want to park the money, how they could continue to pour into themselves, you know what I'm saying, to keep that cycle going.
So both businesses objectively solve a problem, and even more importantly, it's a lack of education, certainty, confidence, and fortitude even. Fortitude is, let's say I punch one of them in the face. I'm just putting perspective out there. and mind you, I'm never going to do that. So I don't even suggest it.
Even if you hear the threats.
Yeah, but and let's say they give up. It never meant anything to them in the first place if they gave up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this case, Jamahl, man, he's told me some very good stories. And good story meaning there was a climax, there was an attention getter, which means he got me right. And there was a resolution, which means the story had a start and a finish. Same thing with Stan. I've helped Stan solve a few problems, but objectively you go, both of them have had high hopes, big dreams, and aspirations for people that they've worked with. The challenge is, it's not even you who reach out to offer credit or Armstrong Canine know what you're dealing with. What does that mean? If you've never learned about credit, when he speaks to you, you're going to be very confused. If you've never owned a dog, when Stan speaks to you, you're going to be very confused. So when they're telling you to do certain things, you can get very confused. So not only are these guys of great value, but even more importantly, they understand from an empathetic standpoint how to help you manage yourself emotionally over the next 2 years, 3 years. Because when you sign up to improve your credit, I was 18 years old and had no credit history. Didn't know how much credit history I had. Had I met a guy like Jamahl, I would have learned how to get there, go there, etc. Because of the lack of education, even myself not knowing what question to ask in terms of dogs, I then walk down the road and let me get these dogs. And you go, wow. I didn't know what to ask the breeder, but I learned what to ask the breeder because I got a bunch of dogs that are dumbasses. That wasn't what I was buying. Point is in that I learned how to then discern, is this a good dog or a bad dog? Look, keep the dog. I'm good, nigga. So training the dog is very straightforward. I think even improving your credit is very straightforward.
Yeah.
Challenge is knowing what to ask to improve both. Mm-hmm. So what would be some of the things you tell them to ask someone who's in credit repair or trying to find solutions in terms of training the dog to ensure that they are progressing?
As far as credit, man, you just want to make that person aware of what's going on, because if you don't have any awareness, you don't You know, you walk into dealerships, you try to get financing. You know, if you're in the market to try to buy a house or try to make some investments, you don't know where you stand. So I feel like anyone in the credit space or trying to get into this credit space as a consumer, you want to ask the companies that you're dealing with, or before you get to that point, you just want to make sure that you're doing like the basic stuff, which is just, you know, getting the right platforms to check your credit report and, you know, just trying to do your own due diligence on what you need to be at or where you need to be at to be able to improve some of the things that you are trying to do. And then once you see that, that's when you reach out to a credit repair specialist, and you have kind of an idea, so someone can't just tell you or sell you on what they think that you need because they want you to buy into their package, right? Because some people might spend $3,000 or whatever the fuck with somebody, or and for the most part, I believe that a lot of these people are paying for the person. You're paying for that person's personal time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because like for instance, like I've had a few people pay $5,000-$6,000 for credit repair to get things removed, and it's like, yo, when you get the report and we're going over it, you start seeing that some things you got to pay for delete. So I just pay the person $6,000 or $3,000, and I have to come out of my pocket to pay, you know, to do a pay for delete to get that off my credit or whatever the case may be. It's like, damn, now I got to fork up more money. Mm-hmm. So a lot of that's where the space gets kind of jaded at, man. But I would tell people, get to know your credit score, just like you trying to check just like you check your bank account. Get a platform like Experian or My Credit Score, Identity IQ. Try to go to the platforms that got the most accurate reports and learn how to read your report. And then whatever you're trying to personally do, whether you're in it to get funding or get a house or make an investment, then you reach out to a credit repair specialist. And then you guys try to come up with a game plan. And then so now when we both going over the reports and we do our consulting or whatever the case may be, both parties kind of on the same page as far as a mutual level of understanding. Because I'm coming in there knowing like, all right, cool, well, all right, well, on this report, I knew I got a derogatory or I got a negative item on this and this, that, and the third. My end goal is to get to here. How could I jump up 100 positive points? What else do I got to do? What do I got to add on there? You know what I mean? And now it's a conversation where y'all both can kind of, you feel like you get a different type of endorphin or whatever being released, because like now you engage, you have a game plan instead of somebody being like, yo, go do this, go do that. Just give me like $4,500 for it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, one thing that I ask everybody that comes out is what their goal is for their dog. What ultimately do you want? And most people will say, hey, I want him to be like Rocco. And then I go down the list of everything that it takes. And they're like, oh, I really don't want that. Yeah. So you have to make sure the people that are coming out, they know what they're wanting, and they know the work that it's going to take to get those results. A lot of people are not going to put the time and the headache that it takes to get the high-level dogs, because they only want to spend maybe 5 minutes a day with their dog. When
time, energy, and effort.
it's
you already know.
There's no fast track to it. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the energy, and you have to put in the effort.
And that's anything in life, to be clear.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the main thing. I try to find out people's goals and give them what their goals are. And if they want more, we can do more. But ultimately, people don't want to put in more work than they have to get the bare minimum.
Exactly, people.
I just want to say, man, shout out to Stan, man. That man, what he's doing over there is crazy. I was really, I think I dibble dabbled the other day. And I was just watching the feed, man. I'm like, damn, this nigga just running through shit, fucking.
Man, all those bum ass dogs. What you talking about, bro?
Shit. Well, look, he putting the name on them.
Boot Maine, bro. I'll tell you, Boot Maine, though.
For another week.
I'll tell you right now, Boot Maine, bro. Even working with him today, man, it was. One, that dog has grown up. I just remember he's a puppy, and he's looking real good now too, man. But it's so impressive just to see that type of like just relationship you have with them, and when you're able to say those things, and that dog just boom, 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 every note, it's impressive. And like you said, time, energy, and effort, people. I mean, if you want anything in life, that's what it requires.
Well, he's saying he didn't say it, but Jamarcus has heard me say that 100 times. That's where he's getting that from, time, energy, and effort. Here's the thing, people. Right now, Stan's killing it. Jamal's killing it. And what I've always felt like when I've talked to either one of them is that I'm actually growing. And because I didn't know what was going on. So, right now, this episode is rooted in, hey, these guys started 2 businesses. Being an entrepreneur, to be clear, is not for everybody, people. Sometimes the best thing you could do is be a supporting cast member. But Stan knows now more than ever he could never go work for anybody else. And the only people he can work with are the people he can work with.
Yes.
So imagine being able to work for somebody because you're working with them. So in this case, I'm very demanding. But if we scale Stan's life for the next 10 years, I can add more value than he can add to my life if we're being just clear.
Well, let me interject. I wouldn't say you're demanding. You're just clear.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
100%.
not, you're not demanding anything that's not needed.
Yeah.
And I do everything. I lead by example.
Yeah,
That's the part
literally
right
have
there.
I go in your room and there's fucking 18 different whiteboards with
books.
reading this and this and this, and you're like, Stan, you need to have 130 question or stories for next year.
Absolutely.
And you're like, I got 850, and then you show me 8 pages. It's like, oh,
I'm like, yo, we just got off of Fortnite. What the
Bro,
fuck did you do this?
exactly. Or the people who reach out to me, I'm like, yo, the way you shoot, the way you do this. Oh, man, Jamarcus can do all these things. Trust me. Trev is the foundation of that all. He done all of this way before, and he's the one who taught me, to be clear.
And even with the, shout out to people who really enjoyed that ego video with us doing the chain. I said, Jamarcus, move left, go around this cord, pan in, pan this, do this.
Exactly.
Walk around me, cut left, come up to my eyes, drop back, 3 seconds here.
All that
Guys,
stuff.
I'm counting every last second of opportunity and growth. And so when they're saying this, look, big thank you to these guys because, again, I'm as good as their ability to believe in me. But to repeat, I do the work. So I'm not asking them to do nothing I wouldn't do. I'm like, oh, let's just guess. I know. I tell you right now, I'm never was good at guessing. What I can do is bet on this work. So even this investment in this podcast is because I'm like, I think between Jamahl and I, we could turn this into something. I think with Stan's here, we could turn. I think with Jamarcus's help, we could turn this into something. We have to do is the fucking work.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for dog training, definitely reach out to Iron Sharp K9. If you're looking for credit repair, and when we say repair, it's kind of like the word reparations. What are we really getting for all the mistakes you made? To be clear, you reach out to Offer Credit, you'll get the education you need to make sure you don't have to repair nothing else. But when you do repair something, it does take time.
Yep.
So do not rush them in their process and dealing with you and making bad choices because you were uneducated or uninformed on how to preserve, let alone protect, and even more importantly, progress through, building your credit history. Myself included, along with Jamarcus, we've been a part of Offer Credit, and mind you, I've forgotten at times. Shout out to Kat. I live here, so she'd tell you like, yo, I fucking was opening up your mail, nigga.
Bro, she be on it like the police, bro.
Yeah. And mind you, I when I tell you I've got more on my plate than I can handle. Most people won't tell you that, but I want to see Jamahl win. I want to see Jamarcus win. I want to see Stan win. I'm always thinking about the next 105 steps. No exaggeration. And what we need to do to get there while coming back to a day like today and saying this is what we need to do today. And making them believe in this. But this is a beautiful thing right here because we're all progressing. So, I appreciate you guys. We've got Iron Sharp K9, deals with dog training. Jamarcus is better best dog. He's learning how to train his way, but under the pretense of Iron Sharp K9. We got Jamahl, who's literally, I think, foundation just wants what's best for people. So if he could assist in the dog training, dog breeding, dog anything, business, etc.
Dog credit.
He's literally the guy you come to for everything.
Dog credit, man.
It's a thing, y'all. Trust me. Y'all heard it first. Unmotivated. Episode 3.
Dog credit, dog funding, man.
And
Don't tell him too much. Don't tell him too much.
He's trying to figure out a way to help you guys make the right purchase in your dogs. But then let's say he gets you $100,000 worth of dog credit. You got to come talk to me because I'm going to give you the dog plan. And if you don't do the plan, then even what you got from him means nothing. The beauty about it is because it's business, he gets his money either way.
Yep.
That's the beauty about it.
For the attempt.
And then you come to me for the dog digital media and him for the dog training.
There you go, people. So it's a work in progress.
Exactly.
We're, again, after 20 episodes, what I've learned in the 2 to 3 podcasts we've done is that people start finding their voice. Jamal's been a guy who's been reclusive, so he's not been gung-ho about being in front of the camera. Beauty about it is we're here now. There's no running away from it. It's only opportunity from here to now. He's got Drink Champs on camera right now. On the big TV. And mind you, it's just good conversation. I had a dude named Mike. Shout out to Mike down in Florida who says, Trev, if you don't watch any other podcast, watch the one with Kanye on Drink Champs. It made a lot of sense.
Yep.
So I said, Mike, I'll do that. I got to be honest, I haven't done it yet. And he probably told me that 6 months ago. But point is that's what Drink Champs has done for someone. This is a white guy. That far away, because it highlights a problem, solves a problem, and more importantly, educates you and challenges your train of thought. So we've got Iron Shark Canyon, we got Offer Credit, we got Better Best Dog, and y'all already know this is Fit Bully TV. I appreciate you all for watching. This is a step in the right direction. We got more work to do. Stay tuned. Take care of your dogs. And as always,
I just got one more thing to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't be scared of credit. Credit actually could be fun if you're thinking about your long-term goals, right? Where you want
Absolutely.
to get to. But the rebuilding process is never fun because nobody wants to be like, damn, man, I fucked up. I got to fix that. The end goal is fun because the end goal is the house, the land, the investment, whatever you're trying to do. So you got to look at it like that, man. Fuck it. Just go in there, tighten up, put the chest out, try to figure out what you got to fix. And then, we move on to that part and then we could graduate to the other stuff.
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
Yeah, I was happy when we pulled it up just now. I was like, oh shit, my shit going up. I'm going up. I'm on the right track now.
Stan thought he was on the low, but he low key on the high, man. He's right there, man.
I was like, oh, okay.
Couple more points.
Yep.
It's right there, man. But yeah, don't be scared, people.
And it's all documented, you guys. Like, this has been a process.
Man, say.
Seriously, I mean, think about it. This started back in what? What are we in? November now? This started back in what? June, July timeframe? Yeah. That's almost 4 or 5 months now?
I think it takes a lot in general because Jamal allowed me to come into his home, people. You don't understand. I don't let none of y'all in my house, just so we're clear.
No.
Jamarcus going to have to knock, even if he has a key to my house.
Trust me, I have to. I still do.
Don't come in here, and even if you got a key without letting me know you're going to be here. Point is
I give him a heads up every day when I'm on my way.
And I don't respond back.
He doesn't. I just let him know I'm on the way.
I know. I'm like, okay, Jamarcus on his way. And if he gets here, I'm like, yo, I ain't going there right now. But point is, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because, again, this thing runs because we work.
All day, every day.
Shout out to Jamal for teaching, even again, enlightening me on the importance of patience and peace. And part of peace is knowing, look, you fucked up. You didn't know. But don't rush me. And I mind you, I've never shot him a message like, yo, how's my credit coming along? I literally be like, I'll get into it when I can. but the beauty about it is you go, I'll get to it when I can. Never shot him a pressure message. What I have done is learned a lot by listening to him and his old lady talk about the people that they're helping. But credit is probably one of the most impactful and powerful things you can have in the U.S. Next to having $15 million in your bank account or cash.
That's the
in
next
your
goal.
house.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, R Sharp K9, Better Best Dog, Offer Credit. Everybody gave us some good info today. They have real businesses. They're work in progress. The goal is to keep progressing. Mm-hmm. Salute to those people who are listening.
Here we go, guys.
And we could build businesses too.
There you go. And they can build businesses. So stay tuned. Take care of your dogs, people. Thank you for watching.
Boom. Cheers.
Unmotivated.
Cheers to being
Until
better
next time,
and
people.
just do your best.
Boom.
Do
Take
the
care of your
work.
dogs.
Do the work.
Boom. I ain't even taking that right now, bro. That's gonna kill you. I'm too lit. I had too much sauce.
That's
No
terrible.
cap, people. He took off the headphones.
That's
He's like,
terrible.
man, I'm like, I gotta sit back right now.
That's terrible.
Damn.
Take care, people.
Ooh, that is terrible.